Thank you, everyone, for joining us to learn more about MetaPWR. My name is Joyce Rockwood, and I often work with mission-driven entrepreneurs and busy professionals and parents who are either struggling in the areas of digestive health, sleep, or energy. And for the last 25 years, I've had the great blessing of working as a certified gravity-based colon hydrotherapist and health coach, and started working with doTERRA back in 2015. And it was really a missing link and a very dynamic tool for me to support my clients outside of their therapeutic treatments so that they could have more profound and faster results with their health. Today, we're going to focus on a very unique system that is designed to support you in a very fundamental way that's really missing, another missing link for a lot of people right now, which is their metabolic health. And if you're unfamiliar with your metabolism, today will be a deep dive into that. So do not worry, we will take you right through. And if you'd like to take notes, feel free to do so. We do have class pages. We can share them in the chat for you if you want to, have those for future reference. That's something that I will actually do for you after I'm done with some of my slides, so you can have those as a point of reference, as additional notes besides the slides that we can share as well. So are you ready? Are you ready to live your most powerful life? That's what we really are going to be focusing on right now. And, if your health is something that's kind of gone to the back burner, you might be feeling like your vitality is starting to dip. And a lot of times people are feeling like, well, they want to live long, but do they want to feel not so great in those older years? Well, do I want to be around if I'm not feeling good? Like, our point here is to show you that you can live a very long life by also increasing your health span, not just your lifespan. All right. So we're going to talk about what that looks like over different stages of your life. So our goal for today for you is to be able to walk away from this class with the answers that you need. And we're going to address 4 specific points. Okay. So do you control your metabolism, or does your metabolism control you? We're going to help you to understand why the world, not just you, probably, needs a metabolic health awakening. And I'm sure as we go through this presentation, you're going to be thinking about a lot of your friends and family members, maybe even coworkers, who this information could be really relevant for and helpful for. You can learn about the relationship as well between your health span, as I already mentioned, your biological aging, and your metabolic health. They are not mutually exclusive. We're going to help you to discover the tools that you need to slow down those signs of biological aging and put more life into your years. And I will say from experience, the sooner you get started on working on your health, the easier it is to manage it in those later years. Sometimes waiting until, things are kind of gone to the wayside makes it a little bit more arduous to try and get a hold of them and feel like you're getting the results that you'd like to see. So what is preventing you? What is getting in your way? What is preventing you from living your most powerful life? Before we dive into the class information, I want us all to kind of get to know each other a little bit more, and let us know if you feel comfortable doing so in the chat. You can comment on what your current health challenges are. That allows us to maybe share some personal comments and support you, whether they're big or small. Sometimes people are starting to work on their health just because they're beginning to feel these little tweaks that feel uncanny or not welcomed. Sometimes people are feeling like the big thunder and they're like, okay, now's the time. So no matter what your issue is, I'm sure that Amanda and I can support you. And is it your sleep? Is it your energy? Is it weight kind of starting to bulk up? Do you feel mental clarity starting to dissipate? Is your mood something that is becoming a little bit more unstable? Or are you dealing with excessive stress? So if you have a piece of paper or you're taking notes in your phone, either way, you can rank how you're feeling in each of these areas on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest number, meaning you're feeling not so great in those areas or at your lowest, and then a 10 or at the higher numbers, meaning that you're feeling like you don't really need a lot of improvement in those areas. So if you want to take a moment, you can do that for yourself. If you want to share anything in the chat about the areas of your health that feel like, oh yeah, that would be great if I could have some answers to that. How do I improve that? How do I turn that around? Let us know. Okay, so now that we've kind of got an understanding of those areas of our health that might be something we can focus on, and again, you don't have to share in the chat, but if you do, we welcome you to do so. Let's talk about the steps that we can take to improve these troubled areas specifically, okay? So we talk about wellness. We talk about that at a very deep cellular level. doTERRA does the same thing. Okay, so this is the doTERRA Wellness Pyramid, and it was created around foundational health principles that help us to build one on top of the other. Okay, you notice at the very base, the most common one, the most expected one would be nutrition and digestion. Holla on digestion, gut health. Yay. And you can kind of think of these like Jenga blocks. And if you remove that foundation, the very first one, the green level, then the pyramid's going to start to topple, right? Because we know that our nutrition, which affects our digestion, which is also related to our movement and our metabolic impact, those are all aspects of our health and well-being. Like everything builds on that, right? If you're eating hamburgers and hot dogs, obviously you're going to have a hard time moving, right? Your metabolism is going to be defunct. So doTERRA is about proactive natural ways to address the root concerns. Temporary or superficial solutions are not enough, right? Because those are just Band-Aids, right? We don't want to do that. We want to kind of get to the root cause. In this class, we're going to focus on the metabolic level of this pyramid, of this wellness pyramid. And we're going to discuss how you can support your body on a cellular level so you can live a very youthful, vibrant life, no matter what age, right? We believe that you can, I believe personally, this is my mantra, that you can heal your body from the inside out. And that at the root of that is proper nutrition and detoxification to elevate your well-being and jet you into the next century. Okay, so your lifestyle choices that you make every day are the foundation of your wellness, and doTERRA has created this easy to follow wellness path, and I'm going to guide you on this journey now. Okay, so what is metabolic health? Well, let's define that, because that would be extremely helpful, right? Good metabolic health means your body can digest and absorb nutrients from food, and healthy, stable levels of blood sugar are at your feet right there. Yes, blood fat and insulin levels as well. So we want to create that stability, right? So again, it's about digesting and absorbing your nutrients from your food with a healthy and stable level of blood sugar, blood fat, and insulin. Are we clear on that? Okay, that's metabolic response right there. Fluctuations in these levels are natural. However, it's important to avoid these big spikes that a lot of people are starting to experience. They can contribute unfavorably to very long-term health issues, or I should say very serious long-term health issues. Okay, so now we're going to talk about these 5 pillars of metabolic health. You can start to see how this concept is building on one concept on top of the other. So the good news is that the choices you make daily, can put you in control of your metabolic health. So you can actually shift these areas of your well-being where you might be feeling like, oh, I'm kind of a 2 or a 3. Your metabolism can be optimized at any age of your life by adding to these very specific 5 pillars. Okay, healthy eating, daily movement. That means you can put on your favorite song and groove your hips. Doesn't have to be like a fancy class. Healthy connections. We're talking about the people you surround yourself with, your stress management, including restorative sleep and smart supplementation. Those are the 5 keys that will help you to unlock optimal metabolic health. Okay. Smart supplementation is how you double down on the benefits of the other pillars, granting you a greater return on your efforts. What does optimal metabolic health look like for you? Could that be more energy so you can keep up with your kids or your grandkids or just your friends? Some of us might have those friends that are like very, very energetic. We want to keep up with them. And, your social life, maybe you want more stamina throughout the day so that you're not constantly buying coffee or reaching for some kind of, candy bar that is just not really supporting you for long-term health results. Boy, and if you could stop buying the coffee and the candy, that would save you a lot of money every day. You put that into something else more exciting and beneficial. Improved endurance during your workouts, a clearer mind so you can crush it at work so that you're not constantly like, hey, what was I focusing on? Do I go back to that? Do I need to do that over? Right? You can save more time and you're more efficient mentally. And who doesn't want to feel and look great? I think that is definitely not a superficial thing. I tell my clients all the time that, beauty is not superficial because our countenance is resonating what's going on with our gut health, right? So we want to look good, we want to feel good. All of those things relate to a deeper level of vitality. Okay, so how is your metabolic health? These numbers might shock you. Here we go. We all want those things. We all want those things that we just talked about, which is why I want to talk about why the world needs a metabolic health awakening, not just us, but like the world, the global experience here. Would you be surprised to learn that under 7% of United States adults have optimal cardiometabolic health? I mean, this is a crazy number. Every 14 people that you meet, 13 of them have suboptimal metabolic health, and many don't even realize it. There's a lot of people just sort of think, okay, I guess it's the way my life is going. They start to accept it. It's kind of like a razor that starts to dull. We don't even realize it like 3 weeks in, right? Do you know your biomarkers for blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol? Are you in a healthy weight range? What's your family history with cardiovascular health? These are the health markers reviewed in a study of 55,000 United States adults. They can predict future quality of life and lifespan. Okay, so your metabolic health and your biological aging are inseparable. We mentioned this earlier. Now we're taking the deeper dive. Do you know people, a lot of us have this experience, I talk about this a lot, who look younger than the number of candles on their birthday cake, and you're like squinting and you're looking at them and you're like, did they have some work done? What's going on here? This is uncanny. Or do you know someone who's on the opposite side of that spectrum and they seem much older? Like you go to a family reunion, you go to a high school reunion, and you wonder like, are these the same people I went to high school with? What's going on here? This is not just some weird sort of phenomenon that happens with physical appearances. So as I mentioned earlier, your gut health actually is a big trigger for this. Different people can appear to be different ages on a cellular level too. It's known as biological age. Biological age is a measure of how young your cells appear based on how healthy they are and or how they behave, baby. Just as outward appearance doesn't always represent numerical age, cellular health doesn't always line up with it either. Okay, we talk about telomeres. We talk about the way in which cells reproduce and die off, or don't die off and don't get out of the way so that new cells can reproduce, right? So more good news, when you take control of your metabolic health, you also slow the signs of biological aging and extend your health span. Don't just take my word for it. Some of the latest research from Harvard and other top-tier organizations shows metabolic health and biological age are, as we say, inseparable. This connection means the stronger and the healthier your metabolic function, the younger you'll feel from the inside out. You can start to see how this makes a ton of sense when we talk about reproducing on a cellular level. Radiance, skin that is no longer wrinkling excessively, is no longer sallow, is no longer extremely dry, not looking like leather, but looking like it's reproducing all the time, all of this incredible vibrancy. I'm 95. I'm kidding. In fact of life, as you age, so does your metabolic function. And because your metabolism influences your energy, here we go, your weight, your body composition, your sleep, and even your cognitive performance, that's your brain, a decline in metabolic health can dramatically impact your quality of life. Okay, you're seeing the connection now, right? So put simply, taking control of your metabolic health now is how you control the rate you age inside and out. Is this Dr. O?
Yeah, I think we might have, I don't know if the sound is going to work, so we can just skip to the next slide.
Should we give it a whirl and see or no?
Try, yeah. Oh,
Can you hear?
it's working.
So I should say, let me just quickly introduce, we're going to let Dr. Osguthorpe, who is he actually is the chief medical officer now, I believe, took over Dr. Hill's spot, one of our founding fathers. He's going to talk with you a little bit more. We're going to let the authority speak with you on this concept of metabolic age, okay?
Hi, I'm Dr. Russell Osguthorpe, and I'm so thrilled to talk with you about health span. Just to be clear, health span is not the same thing as lifespan. Lifespan is the number of years we live, whereas health span is the number of years we live healthy. Now, I know that many of you have seen this graph several times, but it is so important to our understanding of the MetaPWR system that I'm going to go into greater detail than we ever have before. Because if you understand this graph, you'll take MetaPWR the rest of your life and be able to share it more effectively with others. If we consider our lifespan, the number of years we are alive, on the horizontal axis here, and our health span, the quality of our cognitive and physical performance on the vertical axis here, we can draw a curve that represents what naturally happens to our health span as we age, shown here in gray. However, the reality is we live in an incredible time where medicine and science can extend our lives. This dark blue line represents what happens when we use the best of medicine to try and manage issues related to a poor lifestyle. As these interventions improve our numbers, like blood sugar, blood pressure, and lipids, we can gain a modest amount of health span and lifespan. But what is staggering to me is how little benefit is derived from decades of this type of management. Look how close that blue line is to the gray line. It's incredibly minimal. As we near the end of our life on the blue line, you can see how through heroic use of life-extending medical technology, we can extend an individual's lifespan by a few years. But look at the quality of life that person is experiencing. Our lives might be extended by these heroic medical efforts, but one could argue that they are not enriched. Finally, let's look at the orange line. This is more typical for master athletes and people stacking healthy lifestyle habits consistently throughout their lives. What is most impressive about this group of people is that health span and lifespan can both be significantly improved. People who optimize their metabolism through daily exercise, diet, relationships, stress management, and of course, smart supplementation can not only potentially live longer, but add life to those years. Here's my dream, my why for my health span. Well into my 90s, I want to be able to spend a day, many days, out fly fishing with my posterity. I'd be able on any of those days to back my truck down the ramp, unload my drift boat, launch that boat, and then row that boat myself all day long. Watch my kids and posterity catch boatloads of fish. And then at the end of my life, I'd go home from a day of fishing, enjoy dinner with my family, and peacefully pass away in my sleep. That would be a health span that matches or equals my lifespan. Let me show you how that works. Let's assume that here on the vertical axis, we have 100 of cognitive and physical health during young adulthood. Now let's draw a line across this chart at 50% function. This is the stage of physical and cognitive health span where we are still capable of caring for ourselves, still living independently. We might not be running a 10-minute mile anymore, but we are probably able to walk a brisk 15-minute mile without difficulty with our kids or grandkids. Said differently, above this line, you can still do the things you want to do, although you might notice slight declines in your performance as you age closer to that 50% line. Below this line, living independently becomes more difficult due to cognitive decline or having enough physical strength and stamina to perform our daily activities. Now, if we continue that line at 50% function across the chart, look at where it intersects the blue line versus the orange line. This is what you need to understand. Look at what you can gain when you optimize your metabolism. Look at those years, but more importantly, look at the life that is added to those years. Currently, in North America, toward the end of our lifespan, we spend about 8 years, sometimes as many as 15 years, dealing with challenges that take away our quality of life and lower our health span. We can't always have a health span that lines up perfectly with lifespan, but we can certainly do better. Our lifestyle choices can extend our health span, full stop. When we combine a mindful and consistent approach to our diet, movement, stress management, relationships, and smart supplementation, we can maximize all the efforts we make in improving our lifestyle and then reap the benefits for all of our years to come. There are no magic paths to achieve this goal of prolonged health span. It will require serious effort by teams of caring and coordinated people. That is what we excel at. Have you helped people change their lives with doTERRA essential oils? MetaPWR will now allow you to impact not only individual lives, but generations. Here's the even better news. It does not matter where you are on the curve or how old you are when you start. Any lasting efforts made by an individual to make improvements in their lifestyle will reap tremendous benefits for years to come.
Oh.
No.
Joyce, you can skip the next slide and just go to 12.
Okay, guys, hopefully that was helpful and you got to learn a little bit more about the heart and soul of doTERRA there. I put the class pages in the chat. If any of you want to grab that link, you're welcome to do so. Okay, so we're going to talk with you now. I'm going to, at least, unless I have an alter ego, about the lifespan and the health span gap. Okay, I already saw some of your comments in here. Some of you guys are moms are running around with the littles trying to manage their food and remembering to eat for yourself. Yes, very important. We have to fuel ourselves to take care of other people. So how do we close this gap here that we're talking about on lifespan and health span? Even for the average healthy person, aging markers begin to slow up. Ready for this? In your 20s. Whoa. By the time you reach 50 years old, I'm 52. I have to double check that. 52. So by the time you reach 50, your body is actually producing about half of the NAD it was when you were 20. Now you're like, wait a minute, what's NAD? All right, so here's where you're gonna probably want to take some notes. We're gonna get a little sciencey on you. NAD, it's responsible for two types of reactions in your body. Okay, the first is metabolic function. That converts your food and your nutrients into cellular energy and helps your brain to function. The second is cellular integrity, which protects your cellular energy factories. All right, so you know how energy is reproducing in the body, how cells are reproducing in your body, right? Immunity, all of those things are connected. Okay, so because NAD levels steadily fall as you age, there are important implications to metabolic function and the negative effects of DNA that snowball as NAD levels decline. What does that mean? Well, as you age, so does your metabolic function, which plays a role in cellular wellness. And because your metabolism influences your weight, your body composition, energy, and even cognitive performance, to close the gap between your lifespan and your health span, you must take control of your fill in the blank metabolic health. Okay, so metabolic health obstacles. All right, so we have to overcome 4 obstacles. We have to overcome 4 obstacles to metabolic health in order to feel like we're managing this issue. Maturing fat cells, and Amanda's going to talk with you give you a really cool analogy shortly on that. Maturing fat cells, cellular integrity, spikes in blood sugar that are already in the normal range, meaning like, okay, everyone has obviously increase in their blood sugar, but we're talking about when things kind of go at an outstanding range above and or drop below, and inferior supplements. There are a lot of those on the market, right? I told my clients not to take supplements for 20 years until I found doTERRA. Okay, so are you excited to hear there are solutions for all 4 of these obstacles? Hello, raise your dollar, raise your palms, raise your paws. Let me see how everyone's excited. Okay, awesome. These metabolic health obstacles affect your health span, making it hard to live a vibrant life. And so, as I said earlier, doTERRA always seeks to address the root concerns, just like Amanda and I do with you. The new doTERRA product system for metabolic health, MetaPWR, fills in the missing piece in your wellness lifestyle plan. They've designed this very specifically for this serious problem. Okay, it's formulated with the intent to support naturally increasing NAD and NADH levels in your body, supporting cellular integrity. They also help to smooth out those spikes and dips in your normal range, blood glucose levels by promoting healthy insulin activity and response. Also dealing with those food cravings, right? A lot of us are dealing with like hormonal levels that are feeling like wacky and out of control. And that's going to also inhibit the fat cells from maturing. Okay, so the new product line was created to provide support for your body on a cellular level, helping you with experience a more youthful and vibrant life and self, right? Okay. So what would it feel like to live your most powerful life? I'm going to take you through a slower moment here. I'm going to drop my speedy New York speaking style. And I'm going to ask you, if you're not driving, if you're driving, don't do this, but relax for a moment. And I'm going to ask you to actually close your eyes. Okay. That's why if you're driving, you would not be doing this. So take a moment, close your eyes. And I'm going to give you some prompts. And in between each prompt, I'm just going to give you about 5 seconds to think and ruminate. So when you hear me kind of pause, it's for you to just kind of go into your mind and into your third eye for a moment, into your heart. So with eyes closed, what if all the years of your life could be lived at their fullest? And what does that look like for you? Maybe you want to picture waking up after an incredible, deep night's sleep. You have low stress levels and the energy to do whatever was on your mind and in your heart. Your mind is clear, you're at your healthiest weight, and you can't help but smile as you look in the mirror, seeing the outside of you matches how you feel on the inside. Now you can open your eyes, and if you feel comfortable in the chat, you can just write a couple of comments about what you saw, how you felt. If you don't feel comfortable sharing, that is okay. I'm going to give you a moment to do that. I am going to also get ready to hand it over to Amanda, as some of you feel comfortable commenting, chatting there. Okay. Oh, yes. And that's true. Like Amanda saying, feeling light and clear and open and available to inspire and be inspired. And when we take care of ourselves, we're in a greater space to take care of those around us. And that's why I think it's so important. And it's such a big responsibility that we not feel guilty about taking care of our well-being, because it does allow us to root into our purpose on this planet.
That was so nice, just to take a minute to connect to the bigger vision, because we can get so caught up in like the result, but to understand that there is a process to, there's no ever like an end game. You know what I mean? Like everything is always shifting and changing, but to be able to be connected to the process of feeling clearer and lighter and just more connected to self, I think that is part of what I get really excited by with these types of systems. Is it just gives us some structure to be able to focus on self-care, something tangible that we can incorporate into our daily lives to enhance what we're doing emotionally and spiritually. This is a, something we can see, something we can touch, something we can taste, and it helps to just create that daily experience and get really connected to that process of overall self-care. So we're going to talk a little bit more specifically about what MetaPWR is. And the PWR, I think Joyce mentioned in the beginning, it's personal wellness realized. And that's sort of what I was saying with the tangibility of being able to see and taste this. It is personal wellness. You're being able to realize that in the physical form. Okay, so if you remember the 5 pillars of metabolic health: healthy eating, daily movement, healthy connections, stress management, and smart supplementation. Well, smart supplementation is how you get a greater return on your efforts with the other 4 pillars. So that is sort of like, putting the pedal to the metal in terms of gassing up your system and enhancing the other healthy choices that you're making in your life. MetaPWR isn't a single product, it's a system designed to optimize your metabolic health, and the power of essential oils fuels every aspect of the system. MetaPWR supports your metabolic function, powering your body effectively, slowing the signs of biological aging, and closing the gap between lifespan and health span, so that as you age, you can age more gracefully and feel better in your body as that happens. There's no life sentence that says, oh gosh, when I'm 60 or 70 or 80, I'm automatically going to have pains in my body, or I'm, automatically my neurological function is going to decline. It doesn't have to look like that. So as Joyce is saying earlier, it's not an all or nothing thing. The more we do now, the greater benefit we'll feel and the greater possibility we have of aging peacefully and with joy. All right, next slide. I'm going to talk about maturing fat cells. So I think the word fat is kind of become a dirty word, but I want you to know that your fat cells are your friends, okay? Your fat cells are your friends. Your fat cells are protecting your organs from unnecessary and unneeded fatty acids, so excess in fatty acids, also excess in toxicity. So if you're consuming toxins in your water, in your food, in your environment, in your emotional environment, because there's a lot of studies to show that repressed emotion like anger gets stored in your cells and can lead to cancer. Your fat cells are trying to protect you. They're trying to protect your major organs from anything it doesn't need. So if you can start to train your body to purge those things rather than go into storage mode, you can put your body into a relaxed parasympathetic state and you reduce the toxic load. If you do those two things together, you can help your fat cells release and your body will eliminate those things through its channels of elimination. So this is where MetaPWR can assist your cells in doing that, and especially your fat cells. So if we go to the next slide, as you lose weight, you don't actually reduce the number of fat cells in your body. You simply burn the fat stored within each cell, causing them to become smaller. So did you know upon reaching adulthood, the number of fat cells in your body more or less stay the same? These cells grow and they shrink, and 5 to 10% die each year, but they're replaced. So you'll have pretty much the same number of fat cells from now until you die. But the cells themselves die just about every 6 months, and they're replaced with the same amount of cells. So these piles of balloons represent adipose fat cells. And so on the left are your fat cells before they're full of fatty acids. So say that same pile of fat cells continued filling up with fatty acids. On the middle slide, the middle picture, you see how much more space they take up. And then on the right, that's when the fat cells are really overfilled with fatty acids and they become very large. That's when you might start to notice maybe it feels like your body is growing. You might start to notice cellulite in your legs or in your arms or in your thighs. This is just your fat cells trying to protect your organs. So what if I told you there's a way you can slow the growth of your fat cells so that they stay more on the left-hand side in the smaller size, and they're less likely to inflate like the balloons on the right. So if you go to the next slide, Joyce, MetaPWR, this is the metabolic oil blend. So we all understand healthy food and beverage choices combined with regular physical activity can reduce the size of existing fat cells. However, you might find that you have to work real hard at your exercise and you have to really reduce your calories in order to see any movement in your fat cell growth. And a lot of times when we restrict calories, we trick our body into thinking that we're in some sort of starvation mode. And so those fat cells will continue to hold on to the fatty acids as a guarantee that if the body needs fat, it will have it in those fat cell stores. So the MetaPWR Metabolic Blend is uniquely formulated to support your lifestyle choices, your healthy lifestyle choices, by curbing hunger cravings between meals, plus some unpublished preclinical research by Rosamond University of Health Sciences on this particular essential oil blend. They studied the MetaPWR blend, has shown it may inhibit the maturation of new adipose fat cells and the growth of existing fat cells. So that means that when the fat cells die and they regenerate, using MetaPWR consistently will help prevent those new cells from growing into the bigger balloon. That's if you're using MetaPWR consistently. So here's where things get super exciting. So you remember your cells, including fat cells, don't live forever. By using the MetaPWR blend daily, combined with natural cell death and turnover, we can maintain new fat cells at their smallest size. So MetaPWR can support your goals now and long term. But keep in mind, if you're using MetaPWR for a month and then you stop, over time, you're going to go back to sort of your baseline. So So this is more of a long-term plan. And while I personally have seen results very quickly within a month, when I ran out of my products, I very quickly went back to my baseline. And so the longer you use it, the longer you're going to be able to encourage your body to stay at its optimal heightened state. So if you're using MetaPWR 3, 6, 9 months, and say you stop using it for a couple of weeks, you're not going to find that your body goes all the way back to the beginning. If you were to run out of it, or you were traveling, you didn't bring it with you, and you had been using it consistently for a long period of time, your body's going to be able to maintain longer than if you were only using it over a short period of time. So the MetaPWR oil includes clinically balanced ratios of certified pure tested grade grapefruit, lemon, peppermint, ginger, and cinnamon bark. And when these 5 oils are combined at the right ratios, they can inhibit fat cell maturation. So your fat cells, it will inhibit them from growing. It can help curb cravings, and it can also support overall metabolic health. So a lot of times our cravings are because our body isn't either absorbing our food properly. It may not be the neurons and the cells may not be functioning, so it can't signal to your brain that you're satisfied. It may not be using the minerals and the nutrients from your supplements properly. So when you combine MetaPWR with the Lifelong Vitality Pack, it just enhances the absorption and enhances the bioavailability of the multivitamin and the nutrients. So it signals to your body, I actually am fulfilled. I don't need to eat this thing that isn't going to really give me what I want. Oftentimes we'll crave sugar because we're not getting enough hydration in our body. And using the collagen and using the oil helps our cells to absorb the hydration better. When we crave salt, oftentimes we're not getting enough vitamins and minerals, or our body is not absorbing those vitamins and minerals. So if you're craving salty things like chips or pretzels, it having something like the MetaPWR oil and consuming that regularly can help your body absorb those nutrients better, so the cravings start to subside. You also are balancing your blood sugar, which when your blood sugar kind of goes crazy, you may start to crave sugar or salt to help balance your blood sugar. So all these things work together. Okay, we can skip the next slide, go to this slide, perfect. So we're gonna talk about blood sugar spikes now. And this I think is probably the most important part of this presentation. So put on your focus caps, whatever you need to do, put on a little Intune if you need to, smell a little peppermint oil. I think if you can absorb this information, this is gonna be the most useful for managing your lifespan as long as possible, for decades to come. So next slide, we're going to do a little bit of analogizing here. So it's been said each time your blood sugar spikes, you age. So if you think of your body like a car, if you're putting your foot to the floor on the accelerator and then slamming on the brakes, it's going to wear down your car. So if you've ever driven on the freeway, where are my Californians? Donna, Melissa, if you ever driven on the freeway, you're going 70 and then you slam on your brakes. If you're doing that over and over and over again, what's going to happen to your brakes? Anyone? What happens to your brakes if you keep doing that? It's not good. Not good for your tires, not good for your seatbelt. So even normal range spikes and dips in your blood sugar can be hard on your body, contributing to poor cellular function. Most people naturally have post-meal blood sugar spikes. It is normal to get a little bit of a spike. It creates energy. You eat food, your blood sugar can spike a little bit to create energy. But if it's spiking too much, it will contribute to this, hanger. Anybody get hangry before a meal? Anybody get a energy crash after a meal, maybe 30 minutes to an hour after? That's your blood sugar spiking and dropping. That happens a lot of times if you wait too long between meals also. So the more you can smooth out the spikes and dips in your blood glucose and insulin curves, the better. And then doing so helps to optimize and sustain your energy levels throughout the day. So next slide is MetaPWR Assist. This is a natural supplement formulated to help smooth out those curves in normal range blood sugar and meal times. So we'll go here to slide 22. Blood sugar levels are one of the most significant markers of health. A repeat, blood sugar levels are one of the most significant markers of health. These levels naturally fluctuate depending on food and activity patterns. And over time, elevated blood sugar levels can have permanent consequences on the body. That's when we get into the hypoglycemia or diabetes ranges, and then you're required to do a lot of extra maintenance. So we want to prevent ourselves from getting to that point. Also, that's where things like Alzheimer's and dementia can come into play. So we don't want our brains to degrade to that point, and we can do a lot to preserve neurological function in our body by managing blood sugar levels. Coming back to the car analogy, if you're slamming on the gas and braking hard every day, the car's wear and tear will progress faster than if you're driving smoothly. It'll end up costing you more in repairs and losing value quicker. So we don't want to lose value in our own bodies. So smoothing out those spikes will help that. So MetaPWR, what's unique about this is it features mulberry leaf extract, which has been shown to reduce normal range post-meal blood sugar spikes by 42%. So you can cut those spikes in almost half when you take the MetaPWR Assist with a meal or directly after or directly before your meal. So before or with. If you take it after, it may be too late. Your blood sugar may have spiked by that point. So you want to take it before your meal or with your meal. It's ideal to take it before your most carb heavy meal. However, you can take it before every meal. However, you'd need 3 bottles a month, which not everybody, budget wise can afford. If you can afford it, and there's ways to get big discounts on this through your loyalty rewards program. So if you're wanting to learn those tips and tricks, let me know and I can hop on a Zoom with you and show you how to do that in your LRP card. So if you can take it before every meal, awesome. If not, just take it between your biggest, most carb heavy meal. And while a whole food diet and regular exercise are the best ways to promote healthy blood sugar, let's not forget what Joyce shared earlier. Under 7% of the US population has optimal metabolic health. So most of us could afford a little support. It looks like, Melissa, you have a question. If you could just type your question into the chat, or if you can wait till the end, we'll allow everybody to unmute at the end to ask their questions. So if we go to the next slide, we can skip this one, go to cellular integrity. Perfect. So this is the third obstacle to maintaining health. This is cellular integrity. So this is where we're going to get into learning more about collagen. Many of you may be taking collagen, maybe you've heard about it, but there's a lot of confusion in the beauty industry. There's a lot of marketing around collagen. I'm going to tell you, most of it out there is CRAP. And I actually was taking an organic collagen over the last summer. And I was so excited because I had heard all these testimonials and people really loving it. And I was very excited about it. And I took it for probably 2 months. And I just, first of all, I didn't really enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the taste and I didn't enjoy the texture, but I didn't find that it was giving me much benefit. I did notice my skin was brighter, but I didn't really notice any other benefit other than that. And the main reason is because most collagen products only have one type of collagen. And I'm going to talk more about what those different types of collagen are. So there are 2 key things I want you to understand about the relationship between aging and cellular integrity. First, collagen is the most abundant protein in the human body. Did you know that you have 28 types of collagen in your body? Collagen is a key component of connective tissue that makes up tendons, ligaments, skin, muscles, and more. Collagen gives your skin its elasticity and firmness, and it also supports lean muscle and connective tissue. It gives your body structure and strength. The ligaments in your knee, for example, are composed of collagen. They allow your knee to flex, bend, and absorb shock. So while collagen is something humans and animals produce naturally, you cannot get collagen from plants. So if you are a vegetarian, if you're vegan, you're not going to get enough collagen you're not going to get any collagen from plants. You're going to have to get it from some sort of animal source, which may be tricky if you are vegetarian or vegan for, health or personal, sorry, I just want to, Melissa got booted off. If you are vegan or vegetarian for personal reasons, for whatever reason you may be, it's going to be tricky for you to sustain your collagen levels. So it's just something to keep in mind. One benefit of this is that it's marine collagen, so it's not coming from bovine sources, and a lot of people are willing to use fish sources versus bovine sources. A lot of the collagen on the market comes from bovine. So the natural production of collagen drops with age starting from 25. So as you age, simply because of an active lifestyle, repeated stresses that are put on your joints, your connective tissue, it starts to decline when you're about 25. So you want to start restoring the missing collagen in your body as soon as you can. Even the ever-present force of gravity is taking a toll on your collagen-containing tissues. So the second point is, as Joyce mentioned earlier, NADH and NAD+ are critical for mitochondrial maintenance. Mitochondria is the part of your cell that creates energy. And this is especially critical for metabolic function. They turn food into energy and offer protection to your cellular energy factories. While your body produces NADH and NADH+ naturally, production starts dropping dramatically around middle age and continues doing so until death. So without sufficient NAD+ levels in the body, your cells can't generate the energy needed to survive and carry out their function. So this is another big difference in collagen. Most of the collagens out there are not including NADH or NADH+, or NAD+, I'm sorry. And so that is also critical for energy. So if the collagen you're taking isn't been giving you the energy that you need, it might be because it's missing these two crucial components, the NAD+ and the NADH. I have noticed enormous changes in my energy taking MetaPWR. It's kind of crazy. And it made me realize that, you know, as well as I eat and as much as I am getting enough sleep, there was something that was depleted in my system. And it seems that this was a key component that my body was probably, you know, I'm 40, going to be 43 this year. It was probably a key component in my body that was starting to really feel the effects of depletion. So next slide, MetaPWR Advantage. This is the third step in the system. This is marine collagen, NMN, and 10 other synergistic ingredients that target cellular integrity and health span. This can replace the vital collagen in your tissues and support natural production of NAD+ in your body, helping you slow the signs of aging inside out. These 12 ingredients give your cells what they need to support cellular integrity. And so the result is slower biological aging, firmer, more elastic skin, improved cognitive function, so mental clarity, and then more lean muscle and connective tissue. MetaPWR is a powdered supplement that you can mix with water in a shaker bottle, or you can use a frother. Use it daily to slow signs of biological aging and extend your health span regardless of your current age. There's really nothing on the market that compares to this. So if you skip to slide 29, Joyce, everything we've been told about collagen is wrong. So anybody taking collagen, let us know in the chat if you are taking a collagen product right now. A lot of what you read about the best collagen available is just good marketing. doTERRA doesn't spend loads of money on marketing. They spend their energy sourcing the best, purest ingredients available, as well as the best science to effectively deliver those ingredients to your cells. So there are three main reasons that makes this collagen superior to anything you may have tried. First, it's 12 times more bioavailable. So when a supplement or nutrient is easily absorbed and used by your body, it's considered bioavailable. The number of grams you read on the label isn't what determines how much collagen your cells will actually receive. This is kind of like probiotics. You might have like 4 billion trillion whatever's lactobacillus, but if it's not being delivered to your body in a bioavailable form, it's pretty much like you're throwing your money in the trash. So bioavailability is a huge factor on how much you're getting from what you're spending. So that means if you were to give someone a regular collagen bottle, you might find on Amazon and compare the milligram levels, you'll absorb approximately 12 times more into your cells with MetaPWR than the product from Amazon. Second, most collagen replacing products only feature the one type that I mentioned. doTERRA has 9 types. Most collagen products only have 1 or 2 types that are designed to support beauty, like skin beauty and elasticity and wrinkles. But MetaPWR features those types of collagen in addition to 7 others that will help you with your joint motility, tissue strength, brain health, neurological function. So it is far and away the most comprehensive combination of collagen types. And the reason they don't do all 28 types of collagen that you naturally produce in your body is because not all of them are able to be sourced effectively and bioabsorbed from outside of the body. These are the 9 collagen types that your body can most efficiently absorb. So that's why they feature those 9. Finally, it's activated by you. It's a hydrolyzed powder format, and it's activated when you mix it with water. So most prepackaged liquid collagen, they use a process to sterilize the water, and then doing so eliminates the harmful bacteria, but it also eliminates the beneficial active ingredients like vitamins, flavonoids, and polyphenols. So if you're heating up your collagen like that, you're kind of killing all the benefit. And despite this process, they're actually less shelf stable. So even though they pasteurize it, it's less shelf stable. And so the minute you open the bottle, it's already starting to oxidize and degrade. They're also putting a much higher carbon footprint by shipping heavy bottles across the country. So there's higher carbon emissions. MetaPWR Advantage is delivered to you in this hydrolyzed powder format. So basically it's like pre-digested. So that way when you mix it in water, your body is going to absorb it more readily. I prefer using cool room temperature water. Some people like to add ice to their water. I like to add 2 drops of MetaPWR oil. Some people prefer just adding 2 drops of lemon oil. I do find adding the oil to it really helps. And if you mix it really well with a spoon, it will mix really easily. You might have a couple of clumps that you need to mix through. It's not nearly as clumpy as some of the other collagens I've tried. If you have a frother at home, that's the best thing. It will mix pretty much instantly with a frother. Next slide. And I recognize we're coming up on the hour, so I'm going to go through these next 2 slides, and then if anybody needs to hop off at exactly at noon or at 1 p.m. or if you have to hop off at 10 a.m., please let us know in the chat if you need to hop off. If you can stay an extra 15 minutes or so, that's awesome. We just want to close. Joyce has a couple of slides to share with you about how to get the MetaPWR system, what the cost is, all of that. So these are the 9 types of collagen. Feel free to take a snapshot if you want to. Again, it's sourced from sustainably harvested cold water marine fish in Italy. And then we can go to the next slide. You'll see the synergistic ingredients on this next slide here. Feel free to take a snapshot. It has resveratrol and hyaluronic acid. If you know anything about the beauty industry, a lot of beauty products contain these 2 ingredients. So you get them here in an ingestible, highly bioavailable format. You're getting the NMN, which is the nicotinamide mononucleotide. This will increase the NAD+ in your body. You're getting liposomal vitamin C, which is amazing for immune support health. Biotin, which is really good for hair and skin health. My hair is baby thin, super baby thin, and I've noticed a big increase in density and thickness since I started using the MetaPWR system. I'm never going to have like Pantene hair, but it's much better than it has been. So I'm super excited about that benefit as well. All right, we're going to pass this back to Joyce to bring us home. If there's anybody who needs to hop off, I'm just going to check the chat here. Oh, Donna needs to get to class. Okay, Donna. I'll include Donna in the giveaway because she did stay here. We're going to do a giveaway at the end, so I will include her since she did stay until the 10 o'clock mark. If you all can stay, we'll do the giveaways after Joyce finishes her next couple of slides. Joyce, you're muted.
I can't hear myself. All right, guys, thanks for your attention, and we hope we're not feeling too overloaded by the details and the science, but more so empowered by what doTERRA has created for us, which is so much more freedom in our lives. So MetaPWR Advantage is a great value. It's safe, it's effective, as you heard Amanda talking about how incredibly powerful and bioavailable this product is. And Natural Solutions don't have to break a budget. They can support you by combining all these powerhouse ingredients in one product. doTERRA is simplifying your routine and saving you bundles and dollars and dollars and dollars. So you'd spend a lot more money on collagen if you were trying to get like all the things that this one product encompasses in other products. I mean, this product for the entire month's supply is $84.50. That's the wholesale dollar price. And by the way, a little trick. You can actually buy 2 boxes at a time, and doTERRA will give you a discount on the second box of $19.50. So let's just round it up to $20 and say, like, thank you, doTERRA, for helping me. Because some people take a double dose, but if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. You can just buy your second month's supply in advance and have that. And so it saves you an extra $20. So 20 times 12, that's over it's like what, $240 a year is saving right there. Hello. That's pretty friggin' awesome right there. I'll take that. Okay. So obstacles recap. Do you remember those 4 metabolic health obstacles we talked about at the beginning of the class? These are those right here: the maturing fat cells, the blood sugar spikes, the cellular integrity, the inferior supplements, right? And the system recap: when you're combining healthy lifestyle choices, the superior supplement system is one that you can use to overcome all of those 4 obstacles. The MetaPWR metabolic system is safe, as I said, super effective, and more so than just affordable. It actually will save you money, and it's super easy to use. We have a PDF that will outline the daily protocol of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 products, and it's so simple. Okay. So here is the process. And this is the blend, right? So this is the oil. You're going to add the oil or the soft gels. The soft gels are a different delivery system than the actual oil. It's just a soft gel contains the oil inside. So sometimes people want to have those on the run, right? The beadlets or the gum, you just add one of those to your daily routine as you're going throughout the day. And as I said, we have a PDF where we can actually show you how each one of these is implemented. It's pretty simple. So step 1, you eat a well-balanced whole food diet, hopefully a more plant-based one, and you're going to add 1 or more of the MetaPWR metabolic blend products to that daily routine. So the essential oil can go into your water bottle when you fill it up in the morning. Amanda had mentioned using that as well in her collagen, which is what doTERRA also recommends, 1 to 2 drops. And then you take a soft gel with your morning and your after meal dosage of your Lifelong Vitality Pack. LLV is the abbreviation we use for that. If you're not taking LLV yet, hello, step back, get on board. As I said, 20 years of telling my clients not to take supplements. I even take it now because they have a vegan option for those of us who prefer that. Pop a beadlet, those little tiny little beadlets, they're like a 1/4 drop of oil, or you can, use the gum when you feel like cravings are starting to kick in. If you want to not have kick in, and take yourself off the edge or the ledge. Okay. Step 2, you're taking the assist that has the mulberry leaf extract. That is your powerhouse for supporting you with proper carbohydrate digestion, absorption, and release of energy in the body, so that you're not getting the spikes in your blood sugar level, but you're having a more like a longer digestion time, right? In a good way, right? So you're going to take this 15 to 20 minutes before, as you said earlier, Amanda echoed that, before your largest meal of the day, or with it, but not after. Okay. For extra support, you can take a capsule with each meal of the day. But I think, quite honestly, whatever your heaviest meal of the day, include it there, because this can actually be a 1-month supply if you're taking 1 a day. If you are in a place where your eating is not managed well yet, and you feel like your meals are heavy, like lunch and dinner are both heavy, then you might want to spend a little bit more in the beginning and be taking this twice a day. Okay. All righty. MetaPWR Advantage. Step 3. This is pretty simple. You open up 1 sachet and you put it in some water, about 5 to 8 ounces of water. And if you have a frother, awesome. If not, you put a lid on that little container and you shake it up good. And then you just drink it straight up, right first thing in the morning. Get it down, get it in. This is the PDF I was talking about. Probably should put this at the beginning. Morning, daytime, and evening. This is the routine. Okay. Everything I just reviewed. You can take a screenshot of this. Otherwise, Amanda or I can send it to you if you're watching this on replay and you'd like to have a copy. That's clearer than what a screenshot might look like. Okay. Or a photo if you're using your camera on your laptop. All right. So you have that there. You got that screenshot, hopefully. Okay. Let us know if you need it. All right. All right, so this is the lineup of your Lifelong Vitality and your MetaPWR and the greens. If you don't have that greens product, I love that. I sprinkle it on my salad. You can also just add it to your water and shake it up. It is super tropical, sweet tasting. Leave your water a little chalky, but I love it. It's like, tastes like fruit punch. It's another great way to get chlorophyll and minerals and enzymes into your system if you're not doing juices on a regular basis, or if you are and you want a little extra edge on that. So your lifelong vitality assists you in having proper digestion and absorption of nutrients without blood sugar spikes, and adding in the MetaPWR will help you manage your insulin levels, your blood fat, and really keeping your metabolic health in a much more stabilized place. And because nutrition and your metabolic support go hand in hand, it is really important to fill those gaps where your nutrition might not be supporting you. And our soil, unfortunately, does not deliver the proper nutrient density to our foods these days, because our soil is more so dirt than it is soil. And that is a problem. So we want to make sure that we're supplementing to get what we definitely need in a day's dosage. Okay, so if you haven't gotten started with MetaPWR yet, you can actually buy the entire kit, and it's really nice because it has everything in it that you need to jump in. And then what you can do after month 1 is you can replenish what you need without having to buy the entire kit. What I mean by that is there are some products in the kit that are a 30-day supply specifically, i.e. the collagen and the assist, okay? However, you might not need the beadlets, and you might not need the essential oil. You might not need the soft gels. You might not need the gum to be replenished. Those are things that you might be using less of, and or those are things that actually last longer than 30 days. Like the oil probably lasts you like maybe 2 months. So when you are setting up your next month's order, you can buy only what you need without feeling obligated to spend money where it's not necessary, because I mean, what's the point of that if we're trying to manage our lives and feel more empowered? Okay, let us know if you have any questions. And as I mentioned, you can buy the collagen 2 boxes at a time. They'll give you a discount on that second box. And if you're getting the Lifelong Vitality Pack, you can also add on up to 3 other supplements at a discount below wholesale. And I think some of them include the MetaPWR, like the Assist and things like that. You can get them at a discount. And you can buy the Assist and the beadlets as a bundle and save a little money too, okay? And since those are things that some people like to give as gifts, those little beadlets, that's like a nice way to move forward. And here's that bundle. Yeah, so I was ahead of myself. All right, so you see that you can choose up to 3 extra supplements when you get your Lifelong Vitality, and you can add to the pack of the MetaPWR as well, okay? And save a lot of monies. We like that. And reach out to Amanda if she's the one supporting you. If you're watching this on replay and I'm the one supporting you, then awesome. Let us know how we can make sure that you have what you need without overspending.
Yeah, and I would say, if you go back to that last slide, Joyce,
Yeah.
it's recommended to take the Lifelong Vitality Pack with the MetaPWR. The Lifelong Vitality Pack is going to give you your omegas, your daily vitamins and minerals, and all of your antioxidant support. And then when you take it with the MetaPWR Advantage, they just enhance each other. So you get more benefit from both products. So if you can make it work in your budget, and maybe you can consolidate and get rid of some of the other supplements you're taking and consolidate into just these items. If you're taking random biotin or random vitamin C, you can probably cut those out and just concentrate it into those 2 things. And so when you buy the Lifelong Vitality Pack, like Joyce mentioned, you can add on the MetaPWR. Or if you're getting the MetaPWR, you can get an extra box of MetaPWR. And so you'd have 2 months supply, and you'd only need to get it once every 2 months. And then you can add on other supplements at a much deeper discount when you customize your kit. So if you customize your Lifelong Vitality Pack kit, you can add on free things. So you can get your digestive enzymes and your probiotics as well. There are also supplements for children. There are omegas and these chewables. So if you have tinies, you have littles, and they're at a point where you're giving them supplementation, these are 2 really great options to consider. They also have a probiotic for kids. Okay, final slide, and then we're going to do giveaways. Thanks for hanging on for a few extra minutes. If you're not yet in the Essential Alchemist group on Facebook and you use Facebook, you can join that group. If you're not in it, just text me and I will send you an invitation to the group. We post giveaways there. We post product updates. We do education. We share meditations in there. We're also going to share our progress with MetaPWR. If you want to join our group challenge, which starts on January 29th, we're going to have a WhatsApp group for just asking questions for accountability. We'll be sharing special recipes and tips and all sorts of additional education so you can get the most out of using the MetaPWR and the Lifelong Vitality Pack. So you would want to order your kit by Friday, January 20th so that you get your products in time. You also want to register for the free MetaPWR course. This course is super helpful. You'll get an even deeper dive into the MetaPWR system and some healthy lifestyle habits. When you register for the course, you're also going to get access to a workbook. That's all that's free. So I'm going to pop the link in the chat. You can start this course now if you are like me and you like groups and you like accountability. Then I would recommend joining the challenge that starts on the 29th. You can start using your MetaPWR products before then. Again, if you're like me, it sometimes takes me a while to get into a habit. So you can play around with your products, and then the 29th will be really when we can all get super focused and get into the habit of using things daily. So those are your next steps. If you're watching the replay, all of these links will be in the email. And also, if you're watching the replay, the phrase is power to be. That's the phrase, power to be. And this will make sense. All the details are in the email of why you need to know what this phrase is. The phrase is power to be. You're going to need that phrase if you're watching this and you are reading the instructions in the email. So thank you all, those of you who are watching the recording, we love you. Just know that when you join classes live, you get access to our giveaways, which we're about to do. We're going to do a giveaway for the folks who are here live. So anytime you can join classes live, you'll get the chance to win some fun stuff because I love giving stuff away. Gifts are for my love language. So any questions you might have, please let us know by contacting the person who invited you to this class. And we thank you very much. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, everyone. Great meeting you.